What's good? Will Aesthetics coming at you again. Here, trying to get back on track with making more videos every week. Bringing you an arm day today. Starting off with tricep push down. This one is just the basic machine, tricep push down. Just a few side notes for this day, for the arm day. It wasn't really just an arm day. We actually got done with back, and we were supposed to hit some legs, which never really happened. But we were gonna try to focus on calves. Tricep push down. As you can tell, this one is really good for the triceps, of course. You can and the reason why I say that is because it also targets your lower chest, especially when you do your own body weight or like regular dips. You just want to make sure you lean forward a little bit and really concentrate on the squeeze coming down and bring it up nice and slow. Cable bicep curls. This one, it would have been kind of like the extension of the arm if only he had kind of like angled his arm a little bit further behind his back. Nevertheless, the tension being held throughout this motion is pretty good, especially because it's the cable. Usually when you do cable, you get the whole tension all the way down at the bottom and all the way up to the top. Barbell curls. Look at that arm, man. Like I said before, my arms haven't really grown at all. Actually, yeah, not really at all. Actually, I've put on like probably a 16th or 2/16 of an inch on my arm, actually, for the last year. Now, as I mentioned before, though, the thing is, they look bigger because, number one, I'm leaner. Number two, they're just more defined. Been doing shaper exercises, which basically just the way you go about that is doing less weights and like really burning out the muscle. So, for example, say you're doing bicep curls, you want to make sure you're doing about 15 to 20 reps. If you can get up to 25 reps, awesome. Just drop the weight a little bit. 15 to 20 reps, burn the muscle, really work and focus on that squeeze. That's another way to train, is really focusing on the squeeze. And actually for this one right here, I dropped down to 2 10s on each side. That's why you notice me, I'm not really swinging as much as like the first set I showed you. But really just work on the squeeze. I also started working on moving my elbows up a little bit as I come up for the curl. That just gives you more focus at the top of the bicep. So basically working at the top where the shoulder and the bicep connect. Reverse curls. Reverse curls are legit. They work on the outer part of your bicep and they work on the part of the forearm. Is it the brachialis? That's for sure. Can't think right now, guys. I'm just having coffee. Anyway, you can do this with the barbells, with the easy curl bar or the easy bar. You do it with straight bar. I noticed if you do it with straight bar, it actually works more on the concentration in your arms. Reason is because you're keeping your wrist. It's kind of like when you're curling, with dumbbells. When you supinate your arm, your wrists, you really get that squeeze, that extra squeeze. So this same thing, you have to keep your arms a little bit straighter, which work more on keeping tension in your forearm. Same thing, you have to make sure you don't swing your elbows. As you can tell, I'm moving them just a little bit, and even then, they're still pretty. My elbow's pretty locked at the same place. So basically, what I mean by that is don't move your shoulders. Just keep it all in one plane. As you can tell, I'm not really moving my shoulders. And then another cool thing, if you do it, just make sure you squeeze your tricep at the bottom. That way you add a little bit more tension to the bicep. Kind of throws you off a little bit and you feel the tension a little bit more. Triceps cable push down. For these, same thing. Just make sure your elbow doesn't swing. You want to keep them right there. And these are just some of the exercises I do. You know, shaper exercises, same thing. Actually, the next one coming up after this one is one that helps you really shape them. But this one's just for mass. This works on the rear part of the tricep, or the long head. Just make sure you get a really good squeeze at the bottom. You want to bring it up halfway. For these, I like to go as far up as I can without moving my elbow or my elbows, because that way you're working on the full stretch, or not really the full stretch, because you have to be kind of like overhead extended for that. But you're working a little bit more of a stretch on the tricep. You know, like I said, as long as you don't move your elbows, you should be fine. Because when you start moving your elbows, you're bringing your lats more into play, and you're taking away from the tricep itself. So far, you know, it's been working pretty well. So my weak points, trying to focus on my triceps, and the rear delt as always. Rear delt, I feel like my upper back needs a little bit more tightening so that my shoulders don't run out so much. And actually, it's gotten better over the course of last year and so far this year. So just keep working on that. For this one, I named it the shortened tricep rope pull. Really don't know if there is a specific name for this one, but basically kind of the same idea. You're shortening the tricep, meaning you're really getting the shortest. It's kind of like a tricep kickback, you know, what you do with the dumbbells. It just works more on that really deep squeeze, that really deep concentration in the tricep. For this one, you do need 2 ropes. If you haven't noticed, you know, it kind of looks way too big to be one single rope. So 2 ropes, set it kind of like chest height, you know, like if you're using the pulley, which you do have to use a pulley actually. I mean, what am I saying? You have to use the pulley. Chest height, make sure your elbows are extended as far back as you can. You want to make sure your traps are relaxed, so you don't want to cringe. And then from there, just pull as far as you can into your body. Extend your triceps. For this one, you need really low weight. Just keep that in mind. And the last one on this video, the cross body hammer curls. This one works kind of the same thing as the reverse curls right on the outside of the bicep. This one I noticed, I just started doing this one actually, but you can tell right away, even just from the pump itself, you get that really nice rounded look to the bicep. You know, this is kind of like when your arms are relaxed, you kind of see more of the outside, you know, like when you're like the side view, you know, if you're standing side view. And this one also works kind of like on separating the bicep from the shoulder. This one, kind of same thing. You want to keep, it's a shaper exercise, though I do notice that you can go a little bit heavier, simply because this motion is usually easier, kind of like the hammer curls. I mean, it is a hammer curl, it's just cross body. But for this one, I believe I used 20s, 20 or 25. I think it was 25. And then there was no, I think it's 20. I don't know, one of those. And then there was a 30 on the floor, which I was gonna use, but then the camera shut off, and you know, anyway, you don't want to see me lifting for more than 10 minutes. But try these out. Make sure you keep nice, good form. Same thing, your elbow. You want to make sure you don't swing it. You really want to focus on the squeeze at the top, and you know, it'll be good. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, just leave them in the comment section, or email me, or Snapchat me if you have me, or Instagram, DM me. But you know, hope you enjoyed this video. Any comments, questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.